So, in other reaction news to the pandemic that is COVID-19 or coronavirus, however everyone wants to call it. I like
Or
to
COVID 20.
no, oh, it's COVID-19 because of when it started.
Yeah, I know
Um,
that. But
yeah. So
into
the
20.
reaction to COVID-19, as of this point, one of the hot topics in far as the entertainment world, revolves around actually the world of wrestling. Now, every sport has shut down and has pushed back their seasons, except wrestling, professional wrestling, which everyone knows usually goes by stories. And while I can understand why you would need to keep them going and without too much time going apart, I do feel like they should have considered pushing it back. I mean, it does. I mean, I get that they want to stay on so that way people don't get bored, but keep in mind that what makes wrestling still interesting at all is the fact that the reaction of audiences that are in the arena are kind of what make the show. And Vince McMahon has been under fire, even from his own roster, for keeping WrestleMania going this weekend. Last night was the first night of it. They're doing it in two parts from their performance center instead of a giant arena, which is very unfortunate. I don't know what happened to those who bought tickets. I'm assuming they get either refunds or something, but I feel bad for them because there are people who pay thousands of dollars. I'm talking rent money on top of rent money for the show to go see it, and they can't do it. And they decided to, instead of postponing it, just have it going this weekend. So tonight is going to be part two, and it's so far it's been interesting from what I heard, but it was this was an argument that was going on amongst fans, and anyone could agree that it should have been better to just push it back into the summer instead of and have that be like their SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is supposed to be like the summer version of WrestleMania. And I always thought, like, why not just someone said something that they considered reserving Madison Square Garden in June for WrestleMania for whatever reason. And I thought that would have been perfect. It's been a long time since they've done it there. It's not going to fit 100,000 people, but whatever. You could do it in several nights. Have it like a series. And they decided, and Vince, being the stubborn old man that he is, he decided to not do that, which would have been a lot safer for his roster, because if anyone gets sick from this thing and is that's on him. So that, and God forbid anyone gets sick, because then that's going to look bad on him. And that was something that was spiraling around in one of my social circles that I thought was worth mentioning, because it shows you how some people reacted better than others, and some people, and as far as that goes, even other companies like the new company AEW, which is All Elite Wrestling, very good show by Cody Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes' son. He co-started a company with someone, and they're still doing shows. I don't know why, but they're another ones that I don't understand why they're doing it. I think they're doing it in some ways to keep it a little more safer, but Vince isn't completely doing that either. Everyone does get kind of like checked every time they go in, but I still would just shut wrestling down for the time being. I don't know if maybe that's too much to say, but because then you're like, people are gonna be like, damn, no wrestling for how long? Like that's gonna be like a withdrawal for people maybe. So
Hmm.
I just thought that was interesting.
Comments, guys?
I
Dave?
think it is interesting because that sport very much is dependent on the crowd, and they've done some interesting things from what I've heard of making it work without the audience. Whether it's worked or not is up for debate, but I don't know too much about it to say exactly how it's worked, but they're doing it, and it's controversial for sure because they're making their money and they're putting out a product that people can distract themselves with. But to whose harm, really? They're I know a couple of their wrestlers have withdrawn due to like health issues, and it's just a very interesting situation. That's pretty complicated.
Yeah,
Angelica?
Yeah.
it would have been a lot better to. I feel like it's better if they postponed it. I don't know if you guys have anything else different. Like, do you guys think it
I
should
feel
be
like,
pushed?
well, I feel like it's about money too, because I mean, mo- yeah. So I don't know.
You think it's about money? I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just I feel like there's no point in keeping it on because I feel like they're gonna spend more money than gain because no one's paying money to go to the arenas.
Right.
Yep. Yep. Well, it depends how many people. I mean, why would they keep it going if there's not enough people though? Like,
It's not that it's not that there's not enough people. There's no one can go to the arenas legally now. Cannot go to
oh,
the arenas.
I
So
see.
they're doing this in front of no people,
But they
which is
already
very,
paid. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like they're wasting their money. I see.
yeah, like they're just not there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because the bookings already had happened and the money was already spent. Maybe that's how they're still going. Because people, we hear about their weekly shows months in advance. Like when Monday Night Raw comes to New York, they tell us 2 months beforehand. So maybe that's how they're still staying alive, even though no one can actually physically go there. But it just feels weird because try watching Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, even for like 5 minutes, and see how you feel about it, because they're just in there.